Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Active Sky XP for XP12. Now if you don't know what Active Sky is, it's essentially a new weather engine for XP12 and it replaces the default live weather within XP12, giving you more accurate weather, live weather and historical weather actually as well within XP12, and today we're going to be comparing it to the default live weather and seeing just how accurate it is. Okay, so first we're going to be taking a look at East Midlands Airport. Reason being is because I know exactly what the weather's like at East Midlands because, well, I live pretty close to it and I can quite literally look out my window, so I can confirm what's accurate and what's not. We are going to be taking a look at some other places around the world too. So first of all, here we are on Windy. We're going to take a look at the Meta and see exactly what the weather is saying according to the Meta, and this Meta is pretty accurate. Of course, this is used for real world aviation, so it has to be accurate. And this is what I'm seeing outside. Temperature, it is cold here. So anyway, according to the Meta, I did turn off raw mode just so if you're not familiar with how to read a Meta, you can still read this essentially for ease. So we are saying we're getting winds 310 at 12, visibility 10 kilometers or more. It is a nice clear day here. Few clouds at 3,200 feet, temperature 8 degrees, dew point 2 degrees, QNH 1015. I'll insert an image right now, or a couple of images of what it looks like outside in real life right now, since I am quite close to East Midlands Airport, and you can take a look at what it looks like in real life, and then we're going to take a look at the sim, both default live weather and Active Sky live weather. Now if we just go here very quickly and we look at radar, nothing on the weather radar, no rain, all of that good stuff. So let's hop into X-Plane and take a look what Active Sky has for us. We are using Active Sky. I have gone ahead and disabled Visual XP and some other add-ons which probably won't affect the weather, but I disabled them just in case anyway. This is pure just Active Sky running right now, and as you can see we have our few clouds. It is quite a clear day here, so this is actually pretty accurate to what I'm seeing outside. And yeah, it is quite a clear day here at in the Midlands, near East Midlands Airport, and we have few clouds. Maybe a little bit more clouds would be nice, but this is down to the depiction that X-Plane interprets from Active Sky. So to be clear, Active Sky doesn't directly change the clouds and how visually X-Plane shows the weather. However, you do get more accurate input in the first place. So that Meta that is input into the sim should be more accurate than whatever is being input from the default live weather. And things like temperature, dew point, QNH, things you can't necessarily directly see graphically, should be more accurate, and that's what we're going to be assessing today. I'm going to open the instructor station here, and we can look at what the weather is. So this is the weather being depicted in the sim right now, and we can see how accurate it is. We have at 3,200 few clouds. That is accurate. That is what the Meta said. Visibility 30 miles, accurate. The Meta said 10 nautical miles or more. Wind is 309 at 12. And if we go back to the Meta, it's 310 at 12, so that is accurate. It's 1 degree different. But Active Sky does sort of vary that very slightly. So you don't have a solid, you don't have a solid wind at a solid temperature at the same exact speed. If it's gusting, you get gust, you get very slight variation, which really does enhance the realism. Especially on final approach, the wind does change just a little bit, not drastically, to the point where it's really going to unsettle your approach, but it just makes it a little bit more realistic. So of course, in real life, what the Meta says isn't necessarily going to be completely true the whole time. You know, there's going to be slight variations in that. QNH is 1015, and that is again accurate with what is said here. Now, in terms of visually, I would say it's pretty accurate. It's a mostly a clear day here, and we just have the odd clouds scattered about. So maybe if the clouds are a little bit more prominent, just very slightly, then that would be really nice. But this is very accurate, and I am very happy with this result. Now we're going to switch over to explain default live weather. Alright, so we now have the latest real weather downloaded using the default, and as you can see we've had some big changes, so let's go ahead and apply that in the sim. And look at the difference here. And this is by far straight away not accurate. One, it is not raining, and it hasn't rained for the past few hours, and it is definitely not going to rain for the next few hours. We can see here there is no rain about anywhere here. It's all grey. No rain forecast here. If we go to radar, nothing on the weather radar either, so there should definitely not be any rain, and this is an issue with the current live weather system in X-Plane. Now if we go ahead and we can close that. Nope. Oh, now we're opening them all. Anyway, so meta is still the same. I've just refreshed the page, so this is still current. And if we go to X-Plane, go to the instructor station, let's have a look at what it's been input into the sim. So this is very different. We are now getting at 2,100 few clouds, which is about 1,000 foot too low. And we have overcast at 23,500 foot, which is non-existent. There should not be any overcast at 23,000 foot, or flight level 230, I should say, or 236. Definitely no overcast. Visibility is still accurate. It's above 10 nautical miles. Wind 314 at 11, again, fairly accurate. You're only talking it's off by a couple of degrees, and again, that's just due to variations. QNH 1016, it should be 1015. So, just from what we can see here in the instructor station, it's inaccurate, and it should not be raining. The additional issue is these overcast clouds are very blocky. Look at these blocks. This looks like Minecraft. So I know this is being fixed in 12.1, but I'm going to go based on what I'm seeing in my sim right now. I do hope it's fixed in 12.1. I do hope the live weather's improved in 12.1, but I'm going to be basing this off what I'm seeing right now. I will do an updated video when 12.1 comes out. But yeah, in my opinion, this is inaccurate. Definitely should be raining. If we go inside the aircraft, we have rain, and outside it is a cold but is a beautiful clear day, no rain in sight. So this is inaccurate in my opinion, and the blocky clouds are just do not look good at all. So there is your comparison for East Midlands Airport. We will move on to a different area in the world, and I think we're going to go and see if we can find a thunderstorm of some sort. Alright, so the next location is going to be Louisville in the United States, KSDF airport to be exact. And the reason I have picked this airport is because if we go to thunderstorms here, as you can see, there is thunderstorms in the area, rain and lightning actually. And also the weather radar is looking pretty terrible. So weather right now over there is completely different to East Midlands, definitely very different. And we do have the latest METAR here. It is 1 hour ago, but this is the latest available to me right now. So let's take a look at this METAR first then. So wind 170 at 10 knots, visibility 9. I'm not sure what SM is. I know NM would be nautical miles, but we'll take this as some sort of miles. We have light rain, which is accurate, which is what we're seeing on the weather radar. Clouds few at 3,500, broken at 4,500, then overcast at 7,000. Temperature 18 degrees C, dew point 16 degrees C, altimeter 2988 inches of mercury. So let's take a look at what we have in the sim. So we are starting on X-Plane default live weather. This is not Active Sky XP. And let's see what we have here. So it is raining. That is accurate. And, you know, if we jump into the aircraft, we do have rain here. So it is accurate. Looks like we have some accurate clouds here. Let's take a look at the instructor station and see what we have. So we have at 2,300, we have scattered. So we should have few, but it's put scattered instead. At 4,000, we have another set of scattered. Should be broken and should be 500 foot higher. At 12,500, we have broken, which I don't see here. And it seems to have missed the overcast 7,000. Visibility 9, and here it says 8.68. So that is fairly accurate. Wind 180 at 9. I'd say that's accurate. You know, we're 10 degrees off, but like I said, there's variations in that. And area QNH is 1012, which I'm not sure what that translates to. Let's see if we can find out. Okay, so 29.88 inches of mercury is 1011.9, so 1012 hectopascals, and that is accurate. So QNH is accurate. I'd say wind is there or thereabout accurate. Clouds are not accurate, but at least it is raining here. Is it still raining? It is still raining. So I would say that's not bad, not 100% accurate, but you know, that's fairly good. And from down here it looks okay. We don't have too many blocky clouds. Let's see if we go up a bit here, see what we have. And we can see the layers here just about. And let's see what it all looks like here. We've got beautiful ortho for this area as well, so that was really lucky as well. And this is what it looks like from up here. It does look like we have our sort of overcast layer. We got, you know, some holes in the clouds here, which is quite nice actually. And that overall doesn't look too bad. We do still have a slight amount of this almost blocking us. You can see quite a hard line here, and quite a hard cirrus line there as well. But all in all, that's not bad. Much better than what we had at East Midlands Airport. Alright, and here we are with Active Sky now running the weather here. And as you can see, very, very cloudy. Pretty much completely overcast here. Right now it is raining as expected, as you can see. And let's go ahead and take a look at the instructor station and see exactly what we have here. So, at 2,500 we have few. If I go here, at... sorry, that was 2,500, yes, few. And we should have few at 3,500. So we do have the few, but it's about 1,000 foot too low. Then we have at 4,500 broken, which is accurate. At 7,000 we have overcast, which is accurate. Visibility 9 nautical miles, which is accurate again, exactly. Wind 175 at 10, which is again accurate, 5 degrees off, but that's just due to variations. And QNH 1012, which is accurate because we did the comparison before. We converted 2988 inches of mercury to QNH, which was 1012. So that is a lot more accurate than the X-Plane default. Admittedly not absolutely 100% correct. The few clouds were about 1,000 foot too low, but everything else is accurate, and I would say this is a more convincing scene to what they'd be seeing in Louisville. Right now, you know, we have overcast, so we shouldn't really have been seeing sky and gaps in clouds before. Now, if we just go up a little bit, let's see what this all looks like from above the clouds here. Alright, and here we are above the overcast layer, and this looks really good. I would say this is more accurate than default. You know, we just have our overcast layer, and once you break out, it is clear, which is exactly what we should be seeing here, and that looks really, really good. in my opinion, and very accurate. We have no blockiness. The cloud placement, all of that good stuff is really, really nice as well. So I think that is definitely another win for Active Sky XP. So we've now checked out two different areas in X-Plane, and both pretty much yield the same results. Active Sky does indeed produce more realistic and accurate weather than the default live weather in X-Plane. Now, don't get me wrong, the default live weather in X-Plane is pretty decent. Most of the time, you know, we were talking differences of like 1 hectopascal, 1 degrees temperature wise. So not a massive deal, but if you want extremely accurate weather, then Active Sky is definitely really, really cool. And that's just using the live weather. You can, of course, use historical weather and stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at that in just a second. Right, here we are back at East Midlands Airport, and right now we are using the historical weather data option in Active Sky. So as you can see here, if you go to weather control, you can switch between live and historical, and then all you do is select the date and the time, and it will use the weather from that time. Now, the reason I'm back at East Midlands at this specific date and time is because at this date and time, so this was 2 days ago in the morning, we had a pretty nasty sort of hailstorm. It was hailing and only for about 5 minutes, and raining, and it was horrible. It was really cold. And I thought, let's check out the historical data then. And this is so accurate. If we go here to the weather, we can see we have overcast. Now, I don't know exactly what the weather was at that point. You know, I'm just going to go off what I saw visually at that point. I didn't, you know, go on windy and check the meta at that specific point in time. But this is accurate to what I'm seeing. You know, it was a very overcast day. It was definitely windy, that's for sure. And it was raining, it was hailing. In fact, I don't think hail is simulated in X-Plane. But it only hailed for about 5 minutes, then we had rain. And this is pretty accurate to what we saw, you know. So if you have some horrible weather or specific weather somewhere that you want to replicate, then you can do that with Active Sky, and it will integrate with SimBrief, so you can actually use this data to generate a flight plan in SimBrief as well. So that's really cool, and then you can switch to live weather back as well. You can also save and load weather files. So for example, I could save this weather file right now and load it whenever I want, so that I can enjoy this weather. I say enjoy, but I can use this weather whenever I want. So if you have maybe a clear day but really gusty conditions that you want to use to be practicing your crosswind landing or something like that, then you can absolutely do that here. You can save the weather file and just load it whenever you want, which is really, really cool. If we go to custom, you can create custom weather whenever you want in the map section here, which is pretty cool as well. And it does, of course, show your flight plans. This was the last flight plan I did, because it does integrate with SimBrief, and you do get like a whole weather radar here, which is really, really cool as well. Other features include, you know, we have general options, as you can see here. You can set your download interval. I've got it set to 10 minutes just so it's, you know, the most up to date at all times, but you can change this as and when you want. Really cool setting here, prevent downloads on approach. So once you're on approach, it will not change weather until you land, just to make sure there's no abrupt changes in, you know, wind or something like that, cloud, during your approach, which is really cool. I have it off. It's never really been an issue for me, but if you want to turn that on, you absolutely can. This is a really cool feature as well, VATSIM online weather. So it will actually use the VATSIM weather for significant stations from your flight plan, which it takes from SimBrief, and uses that weather. So if you're on VATSIM, you are accurate to what everyone else on VATSIM is using as well, and you know, their ATIS, their meta, etc. So that's really cool if you're a VATSIM user. Then you just have a bunch of other stuff here. You can use Navigraph data. This is where you can input your SimBrief ID. Auto load SimBrief plans. If I go to briefing here, you can see that the last flight I did was EGPK Preswick to East Midlands, and it gives you all of that whole weather briefing there for your flight plan, which is really cool. You can also play a voice briefing. You have more options here, so you can go ahead and change this if you want. Pretty self-explanatory. I've sort of left everything at default though. You know, you have the ground snow stuff. Cloud options, the, you know, max turbulence. So if you don't want it to get overly turbulent, you can change all that stuff. Again, same with wind, visibility, audio. Now, the really cool thing with audio is you do have a built-in ATIS. If you select certain frequencies, and it will use your flight plan from SimBrief to do this. So this is really cool, and it works really well. I use it all the time to get a lovely ATIS. If you're not flying on a network, you can still have ATIS, and let me show you that now. So okay, if we tune the frequency here, so as you can see, we're going to do our destination because that was EGNX on our briefing. So if we go back here, voice ATIS, and if we tune 12202, then the ATIS for the destination will play. So let's do 122.02. We'll set that here. And activate that.
Echo Golf
Activate
November X-ray airport information Foxtrot 0625 Zulu weather wind 239 at 18 visibility 10,000 sky condition ceiling 3,000 overcast ceiling 1,800 overcast light rain temperature 6 dew point Echo Golf November X-ray airport information.
So the only
Foxtrot
issue, let me just stop that. That works really well for the most part. Sometimes it does decide to just restart halfway through. To fix that, just you know, switch your comm frequency and switch it back, and it works fine. But you know, there's a short example, and it was doing the ATIS for the historical weather data as well, which is really cool. Obviously, most of the time I use live weather. So that is a really cool feature, and you have other stuff here. And here we are above the clouds now, still using that historical data. But yeah, that is pretty much the conclusion of the review. Let's go through some advantages and disadvantages of Active Sky now then, and this will be compared to X-Plane default live weather. So let's go through some advantages first. How about that? First advantage, weather is definitely more accurate based on the meta data. Definitely more accurate than default X-Plane weather. Additionally, you have the historical weather data option, which is really cool, and you also have the save and load weather files as well. I really like the VATSIM integration. I think that's going to be really useful for a lot of people, and even the ATIS as well, the ATIS integration if you're not on VATSIM, or you can use it on VATSIM. It's really up to you. The options are endless here. And another advantage is that it fixes the X-Plane blocky Minecraft clouds issue, which has been an issue in X-Plane for quite a while. Some disadvantages are there. Obviously, first one is payware. Not saying by any means that this should be freeware. It is worth the money. We'll get onto that in the conclusion. Obviously, it is a payware add-on. So if you're happy with X-Plane default, then you might just want to stick to it. If you're happy to spend the money on this add-on, then absolutely then do so. You know, that is the point of this review. Another disadvantage is sometimes the weather transitions can be a little bit abrupt. That might be because I've got it set to 10-minute intervals. But the weather transitions are sometimes, you know, you can go from full overcast to absolutely no clouds, completely clear in the space of like 30 seconds. It doesn't pop, like it doesn't change instantly like X-Plane used to, but it does transition over the course of about 30 seconds, but it's still a little bit abrupt sometimes. But this is quite minor. I don't notice this very often at all. And one last disadvantage is you do have to obviously have another app running in the background of your PC. You can minimize it to the tray if you did want to, like that. And as you can see, we have nothing down here. But it doesn't take any performance. So if we go here and then open the task manager, and we'll take a look here at what this is saying. It doesn't really use much at all. I mean, look at that. We're using a very slight amount of memory and basically no CPU. So I've not noticed any performance hit with this at all, which is actually an advantage. So in conclusion, should you buy this add-on? Right now, I would recommend the add-on if you're looking for more accurate weather, if you're looking for a fix for those blocky clouds. And remember, this can be paired with Visual XP to really enhance the visuals of these clouds. I've been using both at the same time, and it has been absolutely amazing. I really do enjoy it. That being said, however, X-Plane default live weather really isn't that bad. It's not completely inaccurate at times. Sometimes it is actually quite accurate. In my testing, it's quite intermittent, which is the main issue. And additionally, you do get those blocky clouds. So again, Active Sky does fix that. You can purchase this from multiple retailers, just like Sim Market Aerosoft. I'll leave a link to the main web page of this, which is from Hi-Fi Simulations, and then you can pick which store you want to purchase it from. Now, the normal price is 47.99 euros. That is, and in my opinion, at full price, it's a little bit pricey for the change. Is more accurate weather, but it really depends on how much you want it. It's currently on sale for 33 euros, and at that price, I really do think you're getting a really good deal there, actually, at that price. That being said, however, I think it could be worth waiting for X-Plane 12.1. We are meant to be getting live weather improvements. The blocky clouds are meant to be fixed. So some of the things that Active Sky fixes and improves are meant to be improved by default in X-Plane for 12.1. So if you can wait, I would suggest waiting for 12.1 to come out first, actually. And then I'll do another video at the time and compare the two again. If you don't want to wait, 12.1, we really don't know when that's going to come out. It's meant to be soon, but soon is a widely used word in flight sim, as we know. So if you're looking at this very moment in time, you want really accurate weather for VATSIM, go ahead, buy it. It's currently on sale, and I've had absolutely no issues with it, especially if you do keep it up to date. It is constantly updated. Not too often, where the point it gets annoying, having to update every single time you want to fly. But it is still being improved. If there's any bug fixes, I've really not encountered any. They are generally fixed very quickly anyway. And I do really, really, really like the ATIS functionality, which we don't really have in X-Plane as far as I know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Now, I did mention Visual XP a few times in this video, so if you do want to check that out, that'll be in the description, and obviously a link to the Active Sky XP12 web page will also be in the description. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy it, then please do like and subscribe. It really does help. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any one of my uploads, and I'll see you in the next one.